All right, so today headed to a pasta making class at Italian Kitchen on Broad Street. Italian Kitchen is part of the Global Restaurant Group in Vancouver, which also includes Global Restaurant, of course, as well as Coast, Black and Blue, Five Sales, and Riley's. Matteo Fontana, who's the executive chef at Global Group, was there to guide us through the time-honored techniques of making pasta from scratch by hand. It's so wonderful to be able to do a class like this with an expert on hand to step in if you need any help or guidance. You're really learning from the very best.
Obviously, if you do have a mixer nowadays, it helps a lot. You know, when I make pasta at home with my kids, we used to make the scratching, and then you roll it, grab the other end.
So as of September 20th, this experience is available to guests at Italian Kitchen. They're offering it from 2 to 5 p.m. in the afternoon, and it's offered in the restaurant's lavish La Sera room, which is like a private dining space. What pastas do you get to make? Well, we made potato gnocchi, ravioli di Dauphine, and you got a choice of spaghetti or fettuccine. I think rolling out the gnocchi by hand was one of my favorite parts. It was so satisfying using the wooden boards, and this one chef brought, and it had been designed by his brother-in-law or something, and it had all these different patterns. It was really fun. So next, it was time to make the fettuccine or spaghetti that you got to choose from. This is super simple. I actually make pasta like this at home with a maker just like this that I strap onto my counter all the time. But as I said, it was really great to be able to do this lesson and get guidance from chef himself. There were a lot of cool tips that I didn't even consider. And he was very pro at filling this ravioli. So the ravioli Dauphine is a very popular style of ravioli in Vancouver right now, where rather than cutting each individual piece off, you leave it whole and you eat it as a complete sheet. So after making the ravioli, chef was kind enough to show us how to make a big old tortellini. So it was very cool to see him, as I said, expert hands here. And the spray bottle was the coolest hack of this whole class, because I usually just try to wet my finger and seal it along the edges, and the spray bottle is majorly easy and a game changer. So after filling the pasta, this is what we all wanted to see, was how to fold it into that classic tortellini shape. Et voila! At Italian Kitchen, the culinary team makes pasta fresh every single day, and one of their chefs was making this beautiful pasta while we were in the middle of our class. So as I said, then it was time to choose between fettuccine or spaghetti. Chef guided us in the last of the 3 pastas that we made over the course of this class, and then it was time to feast.
Putting our pasta with a butter sauce in there. And then we will make the sauce in the middle. So basically what happens here, just we scrape off some of the cheese from the sides and from the bottom. And then the cheese that will melt with the sauce, with the temperature. We just swirl it quickly. We see like the starch and the cheese combine very quickly. So it's all the sauce is already gone. So we want to keep it nice and creamy, not too thick.
But for $165 per person, you receive not only the 2 hours of pasta instruction, but you also get an exclusive dining experience after, which features this delectable lobster cacio e pepe made in the Parmesan wheel that they do at Italian Kitchen. By the way, if you want to eat this dish, you can just go to the restaurant and eat it. You don't have to cook it yourself in the pasta class. And the finishing touch is some grated black truffle. Everything was so delicious, and it was actually really fun to be able to go through the little gnocchi and tell who made which ones based on the size and the shape and the pattern. So yeah, this was a really satisfying experience, tasty, and I learned a lot. So Chef just could not let us leave without having a little bit of dessert, so this is another iconic tableside dish that Italian Kitchen serves on their menu all the time, the tableside tiramisu. And as well as the experience, guests also got to go home with an Italian Kitchen branded apron and a pasta cutter wheel. Okay, that was so much fun. The pasta class at Italian Kitchen, that was so much fun. I already make pasta at home, but it was really cool to have a lesson from an actual chef. And that was, learned some really cool tips, like the spray bottle for the water for making your ravioli. That was really great. Yeah. Thanks for watching.